Welcome back. In continuation of our data cleaning using Power Query, we are still using the same sample data set. I go to the Home tab, the data table range, and I'll find myself back in the Power Query. In the previous version, we have been able to see how you can remove the columns you don't need. You have been able to see how you can split two columns using delimiters, and I was being able to show you how you can close. Where you can find a close and load or close and load to. Here in this video, I will proceed to also show you some other data cleaning process. But for revision purpose, we can easily do what we have done earlier by removing the columns we don't need. So we try to choose a column. You can do direct delete or you use choose columns. So we don't need the role ID. We don't need the quantity. We don't need a discount. We want to leave only the sales and the profit as the numeric. So I have it. Now, if I'm interested in these years, this 2016, 2015, for a particular purpose, I can duplicate this column. You can see I have it here. And from this, I can easily extract whatever I need using by delimiter. So I press OK, and you can see what is going on there. So the other ID, you can now see this code. So I can decide to remove this just by right clicking, and I can take this as other year. I can also remove this last one. So don't forget I was able to get that from my other ID. And of course I can get the same from the other data as well. But I just decided to get it from the other ID so that I can explain the concept of using split to column. So you can see the date, the other date, the ship date. They are represented having the year, the month, the day, and some timing, 12:000 AM. So we can deal with this. We can easily deal with that, which I will show you soon. So let's also check some other things here. So now let's try to remove duplicate. So I will highlight on everything. I will highlight on everything. I will right click and I can remove duplicate. Remove duplicate. So if there are duplicates there, it will be automatically removed. Now, I can adjust this other year. Just left click on it and drag it. So I want to take it to the beginning of the data set. Still dragging. Once I get to where I want it to be, I'm going to stop. So I want to have it beside the order ID. And so you observe that sometimes we don't have the correct data type. So the next thing I will show you is how to make sure that your data type are in the right format. After highlighting on everything, you go to transform and you click detect data type. Detect data type. You can as well start clicking on each of the column and click on what works for you, but I would like to tell you that this works faster. Just click on detect data type, and Power Query is very smart to help you get the data type of each of the column. However, you might need to vet it yourself. This is an order ID, which is a combination of some text and numbers. It's meant to be a qualitative data, which is right. This is an order year, which is numeric, which is right. You can see if it is a qualitative text, a string ABC. If it is a numeric, 1, 2, 3. And you can see that we have the order date, we have the ship date. So I will highlight on the order date and the ship date. I'll go to the data type here, and I will only choose date. Instead of date and time, I will choose date. Said you want to replace? Yes. I want only date. You can see that now. So the time has been removed. So I move forward to see what other things that has happened. And boom, I think I'm cool with what I'm saying. You can see that the profit is also numeric, and you can put them based on whatever you feel like you want them to be. I think you get that now. So we have them in sales, and we also have the profit column. Okay, so you can go to the data type as well. Yep. It should be a currency, so I'm taking it to be a currency, and you can see that it has changed to the symbol of dollars, showing that it is in dollars. So the same thing I do for the profit. I'll go to the data type, and I also use currency. So I'm using dollars. Boom. So we have it already. We have each having the required data type. So after you have done this, it is then you can now import this data into Excel and do any kind of analysis you would like to do. So it is very important you are able to use this effectively. So let me change the name. Like I said in the previous video, I'll call it Data Wrangling. That is, it has now been claimed. And also I'll go to the Home tab. So before I go, I think you can also have a calculated column. So what do we mean by that? So I can add column. It just goes to customize, and in this case you can have something of the lead time, that is the time interval when the order is placed and when it is delivered. So you can look at when the order is being placed, so when, yes,